Over the years, humans have sent many satellites to the far reaches of the solar system for study and communication purposes. These vessels include sensors that are intended to hear anything like radio and plasma waves that move through the interplanetary space. Using a technological intermediary, we can hear these space waves as audible sounds, but some space scientists sometimes take signals that are surpassing the mortal realm of human senses, including magnetic fields. However, through the years, scientists came across some ear-splitting sounds and signals that will leave you terrified after you hear them. So guys, from the scary signal that repeats every 16 days to the mysterious wow signal, keep watch to find the top 10 scariest signals from space. Number 10. Mysterious radio signals. Strange and unfamiliar radio signals from deep space were detected by a telescope in Canada. The exact type and source of the bursts of radio waves are still unexplained, and among the 13 fast radio bursts identified as FRBs was a very strange repeating signal coming from the same source about 1.5 billion light years away. Fast radio bursts, or FRBs, are intergalactic flashes of light that pack a serious wallop, releasing in a few milliseconds as much energy as the Earth's sun does in a century. This is the second time such an event was reported. Only the first time was by a different telescope. Scientists were still debating if there are more signals out there, and with more repeaters, they may be able to understand these cosmic mysteries. The Chime Observatory in British Columbia's Okanagan Valley has 4 100-meter-long semi-cylinder antennas, and it scans the entire northern sky each day. So guys, what's the production on these signals? Colliding stars? Huge black holes? Radio broadcasts from a far alien civilization? What do you guys think? Number 9. Every 16 days. This particularly eerie finding is probably a huge sign that shows us we are not alone. Astronomers have found an activity cycle in another fast radio burst, possibly unearthing a piece of significant evidence about the mysterious deep space events. The first FRB was detected in 2007, and the reason for those bursts is still unknown. After all this time, different theories have been suggested, from merging superdense neutron stars to the existence of aliens. What's interesting is that over 100 FRBs have been identified over the years, and most of them can only be heard once. However, in January 2020, yes guys, 2020, as if we haven't seen enough of this year already, astronomers reported that the signal of this repeater group called FRB 180.916.J0158 plus 65 seems to exhibit a 16-day activity cycle. It lights off a burst for 4 days, then it's gone for 12 days, and then it starts all over again. Number 8. Kepler, star KIC 1226822OC. Did you guys know that NASA published a series of eerie recordings found from space in 2017? The creepy set of audio files can be accessed via SoundCloud, so you can listen to them. A statement from the space agency read, "Soaring in the deep space of our universe, gallant spacecrafts roam the cosmos, snapping images of celestial wonders. Some spacecrafts have instruments capable of capturing radio emissions. When scientists convert these sound waves, the results are eerie to hear." One of the eerie signals is Kepler star KIC 1226822OC. Without further ado, here's what the data on the Lone Star System KIC 1226822OC first recorded as light sounds like. Before we continue with the weird sound caused by the Stardust spacecraft, make sure you press that like button if you haven't done so already. Number 7. Stardust. Sometimes on a really hot summer day, we truly feel the sun on our skin. Now can you imagine the energy the sun releases in an entire human lifetime? All the energy into a single burst lasting more than a millisecond is shocking, and we kind of understand why fast radio bursts, FRBs, are one of the most talked about topics in astronomy. Nevertheless, there are a lot of waves that can travel through a vacuum. We can then turn these waves into sounds that humans can hear. And this is how something like radio transmissions work. However, this is one of the rare true audio-like recordings from space. The sound caused by the Stardust spacecraft passing through the dust of comet Tempel 1, and it's definitely something horror movies directors want to use since it sounds like a creepy creature whacking at the windowsill. Number 6. Cassini. In space, no one can hear you scream is one of the most famous theories, so famous that it got its way into the tagline for the 1979 sci-fi blockbuster Alien. Most of us understand that space is an empty place without any sound. And here's an interesting fact. In space, the molecules are so rare that it's hard for sound to move through. As we previously mentioned, back in 2017, NASA released a track capturing audio emissions in time for the spooky Halloween season. The 22-track playlist named Spooky Sounds from Across the Solar System contains 22 eerie sounds ranging from Beware of Jupiter's Largest Moon, Ganymede, which sounds like something straight out of a horror film, Plasmospheric Hiss, to Whistler Waves, which kind of sounds pleasant. And of course, these are used in study of space by NASA scientists. But this particular sound where you can hear the radio waves being emitted by Saturn will give you so many eerie feelings. Just listen to it. Number 5. The Lost Cosmonaut. Now, this one is pretty bizarre. Back in 1961, 2 amateur Italian engineers recorded something quite disturbing: the voice of a female cosmonaut burning up on re-entry. If this really happened, this is the first woman in space. Achille and Giovanni Giudica Cordiglia were the people who perceived radio engineers from Italy who became quite famous by tracking and recording radio signals from satellites in orbit. Later, they bought an old World War II bunker and converted it into a listening station with the name Tory Bird. So they recorded everything, including the heartbeat of Laika the dog on Sputnik 2 to Yuri Gagarin. But their most famous recording is the disturbing sound from a mission that couldn't be released because of the very secretive Soviet Union. A woman crying out in agony on May 1961 to be more precise. Years later, Russian officials have never mentioned or confirmed the existence of this mission. Was this a lost cosmonaut in their final moments? What do you guys think? Number 4. The WOW signal. Antonio Paris, an astronomer, believes that he recorded the source of a bizarre signal from space. To be more precise, a passing comet that nobody knew about. But experts and his associates said that they were suspicious of the report, stating that comets do not emit radio waves in the right way. Antonio worked in St. Petersburg College in Florida, and he published a paper in the Journal of the Washington Academy of Sciences. In there, he explains the mysterious WOW signal, a really odd radio signal detected almost 40 years ago, which appears to meet up with the location of the comet named 266P Christensen that hadn't been recorded at the time. The comet was discovered in 2006. But discussions for the WOW signal have ranged from intermittent natural phenomena to secret spy satellites and even aliens. Since most people believe that aliens are involved in this case, let us know your thoughts about the WOW signal. Number 3. The loudest sound in the universe. When scientists decided to put their ear to the early universe, it actually yelled back. Since the device that recorded from the height of about 23 miles or 37 kilometers, it picked up a signal that was 6 times more powerful than assumed by cosmologists. The signal couldn't be early stars since it was so loud, so the strong signal opened up a lot of discussions. Even to this day, scientists still have no idea what is causing it. The instrument that recognized the strange roaring signal was the Absolute Radiometer for Cosmology, Astrophysics, and Diffusion Emission, ARCADE, which NASA developed to continue the research of the cosmic microwave background spectrum at lower frequencies. Number 2. Jupiter. Now, let's go back to that creepy playlist NASA had released. The creepiest planet in our solar system seems to be the gas giant Jupiter and its numerous huge moons. The audio is a little distant and creepy, as you can kind of expect from anything in space. However, when Juno crossed into Jupiter's impressive magnetic field, some eerie screeching and roaring were heard. As it looks, the probe underwent a bow shock when it was meeting Jupiter's magnetosphere. Oh, and the effect lasted for 2 hours. The bow shock happened when the supersonic solar winds that were crashing through the solar system quickly slowed down and heated up as they break into Jupiter's magnetosphere. Just listen to it and tell us if you're hearing this sound. Doesn't it make you think that Jupiter's largest moon, Ganymede, is haunted? Number 1. Creepy noises. We saved number 1 for probably the scariest and weirdest noises ever recorded. Scientists at NASA were kind of shocked after a student recorded a never-before-heard hissing noise at 22 miles above the Earth. The creepy noises were recorded utilizing infrasound microphones aboard a NASA student balloon research in Arizona and New Mexico, and can actually be heard by the human ear if the recordings are sped up. We also need to mention that infrasound can travel remarkably long ways, which is why it's hard to pinpoint where the sound comes from. David Bowman, the student at North Carolina who caught the eerie noises, told Live Science it sounds like the X-Files. There haven't been any acoustic recordings in the stratosphere for 50 years, he told to Live Science. Surely, if we place instruments up there, we will find things we haven't seen before, he added. We end our video here, guys. Which of these are the scariest signals according to you? Let us know in the comment section below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing videos such as this. And as always, thanks for watching.